Chris Sgro with Equality North Carolina, and I am here to talk about our affiliate program. So our affiliates are part of our strategic plan, and they're really the vehicle for the rest of our programs. So they create a pipeline for activists across the state to plug into our other existing programs. Now, who thinks that it could be mildly terrifying in concept to tell people across your state, hey, we'd love for you to speak on behalf of our organization, kind of at your will? Yeah, right. So we had that same thought. And so we made sure, as we were putting this together, that we were kind of mindful of potential pitfalls in advance, and that we picked trusted community partners and only launched 2 of these when we first launched to make sure that we could pilot this in a responsible fashion. So I realized that the notion of affiliates is not a new concept, but it was something that we thought was important kind of at our point in our history in our state. So Equality North Carolina has always been seen as kind of Raleigh-centric, and that's been a huge problem for us to break not just into the Charlottes or the Greensboros of the world, our kind of secondary, or in Charlotte's case, primary media markets, but also our really rural, underserved parts of the state. So it takes me, and I live mid-state, 6 hours to drive to either the Outer Banks or to the Tennessee line in western North Carolina. So really, we can't serve the whole state with our staff, even as we're kind of remotely based. So we really felt like we needed to do this. And as well, there was tremendous energy coming out of the amendment campaign that we fought in 2012, and kind of just these community activists who had percolated in underserved parts of the state who didn't have a way to plug in a more permanent fashion. And so I want to talk a little bit about what our affiliates do and what they don't do. And this is part of the being responsible about setting up our organizations. So we picked communities where there was already a small but kind of unincorporated organization that was working on the ground, who would commit to plugging into the Equality North Carolina brand and to our existing programs. And so for us, that was a commitment to plug into our electoral work, to plug into our lobby day, and to plug into our small business programming once we have that up and running later this year by helping us deliver the word on our small business program and recruiting small businesses to become members. And then also making sure that we, conversely, support their local work. I think that's probably the bigger benefit here. They do local pride events, local team building exercises within their larger progressive communities, and then we also advise them on municipal work. So in both of the municipalities where we've launched so far, we have folks who are really interested in moving municipal ordinances, and so we're slow walking with them on that over time. And then what they don't do. So we've made sure that we've set up a shared fundraising structure that was really well articulated in advance, that said, hey, if you're going to raise money like our Hickory group is doing over here on the right, we have a clear expectation of what portion of that you keep and what portion of that we keep. All communications are approved and coordinated with Equality North Carolina. But this is honestly one of the biggest benefits. So we have previously not been able to, there's tremendous interest across, I'm sure, all of our states around LGBT issues right now. But we can't just have somebody on camera in Wilmington or have somebody on camera in western North Carolina. I cannot drive 5 hours to make the 5 o'clock news. So through kind of carefully crafting co-branded messaging, we've been able to have spokespeople across the state, and they don't do any PAC work. So we launched 2 already, one in Hickory, one in Wilmington. We seek rural and underserved parts of the state, but where there's lots of energy, we were going to roll out 3 a year for the next 3 years. So I'd be happy to talk to anybody who's interested in creating their own affiliate program later at the park. Thanks.